hired a traveling companion, a peaceful nomad like myself, and we decided that we both wanted some solitude for the winter, and we ended up getting this remote desert cabin out in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't even have mail. The mail people don't come out here to deliver mail. This place is unique. It is unique. It is a date farm. I've enjoyed all kinds of dates. I'm going to miss those. Most stores have medjool dates, which are the ones that most people are familiar with, but there's all these other kinds that have all these different flavors. It has a saltwater hot spring with magnesium, boron, and lithium. Boron is in borax, which is in laundry detergent, but the borax is actually, or boron rather, is non-toxic to the human body and helps your body actually clean out a lot of toxins. The water comes out at 124 degrees. It's super hot, and the pools are filled fresh almost every day. And the water comes out super hot. It takes a while to cool down, and then we would just soak in it for an hour or more, and we would just kind of crack ourselves out on lithium and boron and magnesium. It just calms down my nervous system and makes me feel so good, and I've really needed that. I feel like I've had an excess of cortisol in life in general, and that's related to weight gain. When I was in Washington, I gained more weight than I have in a really long time, and I was super sad about it. And so I feel like the cortisol is really helping. I mean, the lack of cortisol is really helping, so that I can calm down, because calming down makes less inflammation and all these things and blah, blah, blah. Another thing about this place is that it's a little bit of a medley of a time capsule. So it's got all these different things from different decades because it hasn't really been updated. Is it up to code? I mean, you be the judge. I'm still working on music. That's been going really well. All I do is watch and think. Wish I could run and have some fun and shake it off like a dog in the river in the sun. I started a GoFundMe to gather resources so that I can invest in some recording equipment. And in the meantime, I've been practicing music, digging into old songs. I was doing music all last year and like working on that for myself, and I was focusing on copywriting, so I have a bunch copyrighted now so that I could do a record and it would be protected, blah, blah, blah. Such a fine wine, a rare elixir. Little lights at night, cheap twinkle lights from the 99-cent store. Now I'm in this really delicious phase of digging into songs that I forgot about. Then you shut it in. I'll never call you that. My secret. Songs I haven't sung for years that were too painful, and now I'm reviving them and they feel really good. And I'm excited about copywriting those ones as well. I can't wait to make 1 million records. I feel like I want to enter a phase of my life where I just make 5,000 records, and I'm always just releasing all these records because why not? Okay, so music creativity also leads to I am reading The Artist's Way. This is my 4th time going through the book. I've encountered it 4 times now, and one of the times I hosted a book group on it where we all did the book together, and it's one of my biggest influences that has led me to van life and being more in alignment with my true self and doing things that I was really scared to do. It has helped me a ton. I can't talk about the book enough, but I feel like I can never explain it good enough either. So anyway, that's happening. Doing my art in close quarters with another human being has been a little bit scary for me, but really enlightening. It's been really interesting being creative around someone else because I have such a fragile process, and having someone kind of in my grill and my space has been. I'm so excited to be in the zone and working on my stuff and practicing. I feel like I have more clarity, I have more vision. I'm going through the artist's way again. It's unblocking all of my silliness so that I can just get the work done, which I can do on my own, but sometimes the book helps, and I'm having super tons of fun doing it side by side with someone else. I like old things. I like things that are imperfect. This cabin is complete imperfection, so I'm sort of in a type of heaven at the moment. I don't know if you can actually see because I can't see myself because I covered myself with toilet paper so that I wouldn't look at myself. But as you can see, there are 70s curtains. Which way are we going? This way. 70s curtains, old and disheveled and coming apart. I mean, isn't decay fascinating? This whole thing has been a healing retreat because of the hot springs and the dates, which are really good for your hormones. And I also did a parasite cleanse. There's a bunch of different parasite cleanses because there's a bunch of different parasites, and I've been learning about parasites, and it's just not gross at all. And I feel so much better. I'm wondering if this is related to some of my digestion issues that I've had for eons. I mean, there's gluten and pesticides and all the things which messes with your digestion, and on top of that there's also parasites that love your intestines. It's so gross. Oh my god. But I feel so much better. I mean, TMI, I use almost no toilet paper now because it's not that necessary, just saying. I might do a couple of other parasite cleanses. Still learning about that. So gross. Okay, so also there was this day where the owner came over and got out this dune buggy from the 1960s, and some kid that he knew the dad of the kid, and the kid drove here from Vegas to get the dune buggy, and it was really fun. It had been in there, I guess, since the 1960s. It was super old and crotchety, and it wouldn't even start, and they had to roll it down the hill, and it was sunny and golden and beautiful, and I thought that was just a nice moment.
Yes, I have something for you. Father, Your Majesty. Kneel, sir. Father, I do not wish.
We're pretty far out, and I've heard people talk about things that they see. It was bipedal, 2 arms, 2 legs, and an oval-shaped head, and then it just kind of darted from one spot to another. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I saw some movement, and it was dark, the sun had gone down, but there was still light. And I thought, oh, I just made that up. definitely spooked us. We were in the hot springs. It was short, about the size of a child. It was, I don't know what color it was, because everything was silhouetted in black because the sun was coming behind it. But it looked dark in color, obviously. It was super skinny and like super quick, like light, like it didn't weigh much. And then it darted from one spot behind a palm tree. And the palms here are not cut along the trunk, so there's like this grass or palm sort of skirt around the tree. And I saw it like scurry over behind the tree and like rustle in behind the branches. And I thought, well, maybe it was like a coyote or something. But it had such skinny arms and legs, and it was definitely like 2 arms and 2 legs. And it kind of like hunched over the tree. We're pretty far out, and I've heard people talk about things that they see, and I don't know, we never saw it again, which I'm kind of glad that I never saw it again, because I was like scared to go to the bathroom after that. The bathroom's separate from the house, so. Because it's a color palette scheme. On the weekends, we went to Palm Springs and we crashed these open houses. And I didn't film any of it because I didn't know how kosher it would be to just be walking around with my camera or my phone and like taking pictures. I wasn't sure. I don't know. It felt weird, and I didn't want to look like I had a scrappy little YouTube channel. I wanted to look like a baller, and so I would just kind of like looked around and like, nice, you know. But it was like really awesome and beautiful. It was so fun, and I did feel like a baller. I felt like money. Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun. I saw some really beautiful houses. I was so inspired. This entire experience, going to a cabin out in the middle of nowhere, going to Palm Springs on the weekends, hot springs, dates, weird old house that like, oh my gosh, it's still standing, you know, cabin from the 1950s. So weird, and like 70s. We're gonna get back on the road, and I'm like gearing up to like, okay, I'm going back to this town, I'm gonna run errands, and I'm gonna do all the things. I'm gonna get my van because I put it in storage, and I'm gonna drive around, and 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like all of it. So crazy, so fun. And the best company, and the best solitude, and being able to focus and get my shit in gear. I just feel like I'm on a roll. I'm so excited. I'm like scared of not knowing what's happening next, but I'm like, it's been cool. Why stop now? Why stop now?
That's cedar too.
This is a nice trunk.
Yeah, it really is.
Really nice trunk.
How's Better Homes and Gardens? Is it we're looking at, or is it Forbes?
Better Homes.
No
Oh, there's another cigarette. 2 cigarette ads. Wow.
kidding. Any better home?
Okay, it might seem kind of weird, but I really want to talk about these hangers. And I'm gonna make you listen. Okay, these hangers were in the closet. Okay, these were in the closet. And this one has no markings, so it is forever a mystery. Okay. Okay, so I think these are super old. The Elite Cleaners and Dyers dying. If you know about this, please speak up. Something, remember, okay, here's an address, Pasadena, okay, whatever, cool. We are in California, so this makes sense. Phone, Wakefield 5177. Back in the day, hold on, I'm gonna switch around. So back in the day, if I'm not mistaken, phone numbers had less than the digits that we have now. And I think they only had like 4 or 5 digits, which means that would be like 1940s. And I mean, that's like so cool. Who knows about this? Tell us your secrets.